Hello everyone. Today we will be learning how to make a website. Now, a website is mainly HTML, CSS, JavaScript, PHP, etc. codes, but we will be discussing about HTML today. Now, let's get started. So, HTML means hypertext markup language. Now, many will teach you HTML with VS Code or other IDEs. IDE is integrated, but as it is a beginner friendly, so I will be using something that already all of you have if you have a PC. So it is the Notepad app. I hope every PC has it. Now I use a Windows 10. If you use Mac or Linux, I don't know why how it works in your operating systems, but I'm pretty much sure that it's the same. Like you should have a notepad. Now I have a file in here, so it's a notepad file. Now I will open it. So as you can see, it's blank now. So now we will fill it with HTML codes. Now to get started, you need to understand what a tag is. So a tag is something that gives HTML a function or something they do. Like for example, a letter is jumping or going right to left or something like this, or maybe some letters are bigger, some letters are smaller, or like there are many things to have. So all of these functions are made by tags. Like the main function of HTML code is called tags. Now what is a tag? Like what defines a tag? It's two angle brackets. Now mainly tags need an opening tag and a closing tag. Now to close a tag you just need to add a slash in front of it. Like the main tag of HTML is HTML tag. Now without this tag, HTML is meaningless. Like your browser won't recognize this as a HTML file. Now let's write two HTML tags and add a slash. So one is opening, another is closing tag. Now you have to enter your all of the codes that you want to be displayed inside of this HTML tag, like in between the opening tag and the closing tag. That's where your content lives. Now let's add two more essential tags. One is the head tag and the other one is the body tag. Now everything that you will see inside of the website is actually what's inside the body tag. Now let's save this thing. Now save as, and don't forget to enter .html in the end of your file. This allows the format to be recognized as HTML file. Now let's save it, and as you can see we have an HTML file of it here in my desktop. Now if I click on it, my browser window will open. Now as you can see there is nothing to see here because there is nothing in between my body tags. So let's add some things. One moment please, let me adjust my browser so that you can see what's going on. Okay, now let's write something in between the body tags. So I'll be writing, hi, I am viral code. Now if we save this and reload our browser, then it should display in the browser page. And yeah, as you can see, hello, I am viral code. This is written on the browser page. Now Let's write some more things. Like this is a normal text. You can write it without any tags, like in just in between the body tags. You can write it freely. Now let's talk about some text formatting tags, like some special tags that gives the text some special attributes. Now, before we get started, what I'll be doing is I'll be writing some things that we will do. So firstly, let's say normal text. Now bold text, italic text, and now underline text, slash through text. Now let's just write big and below that small. Now we'll just add text and text with each one. Now superscript text and then subscript text. Okay, now marked text and monospace text. As you can see, I have written all of these things in my notepad, and if I just save it here and reload my browser, it will be show in my browser. But as you can see that I have written it one under another, but there are no gaps in it. They are just spaced one after another in the same line. But so how to do the line breaks? Now for that we need to do it manually. So it's called BR tag. Now this is a self-closing tag, so it means that this is just one tag. There is no closing tag. This is just a tag, and wherever you need to press the enter in your keyboard, I mean have a line break, you just add this BR tag. Now as you can see that I have added it, and now my viral code and normal are separated in different lines. Now let's add it in between every one of it. Now as you can see, it's written one after another in different lines, like is a line break with every one of it because I added the beer tag. Now let's get started. So the normal text is a normal text. It's the text without any tags in, so this is unaffected. And now the bold text, so the bold text will come bold, like it will be thicker than the other text. So how to remember the bold tag? So as you can see, the first letter of the bold is B, so it's just a B tag. Now don't forget to close it, and let's see what happens. So as you can see, this came out thicker than the others. So this is what a bold tag is, but there are some exceptions to the bold tags, like there is alternative text to bold text, which is strong tag. So if I write strong here and save and reload, then there will be nothing changed because these are the same thing. So let's just, for the reference, I will be adding the both the tags in the same text. So when I'm writing both tag, so let's say strong both text one, well, let's just do both text two and with a B tag. Yes, because strong already exists, and let's just separate them with a semicolon. This is not a coding thing. I just added a semicolon for my website to look good. And now the italic text. So a quick way to remember is the first letter of italic is I. So it's just the I tag. Like you just enter I inside the inside the angle brackets. Now you have to close it too because every text formatting tag it has to be closed. Now let's save it, and yeah, as you can see, it's tilted a bit because now it's written in italic. Now there is another
thing that can do the same thing is M. EM. If you write EM, then it just does what italic does. Now I will be writing another italic text, let's say italic text 2 with an I tag. So you can know that they are just alternative versions of the same thing. Now let's add the semicolon. This is not a coding thing. This I just added it. Now the underlined text. So if you use the underlined text, then a line will come underneath the text, and the underlined text is made by the tag U. Now the U tag can be remembered by the because it's the first letter of the underlined word. So yeah. Here we have the slashed through text, but I actually did a mistake. It's strike through text. Now whatever, I'll just keep it like this, and the first letter of the slash or strike whatever is S. So this is the S tag. So what will happen is there will be a line that will pierce through this text. As you can see, it's going through this, like in between. Now let's talk about the alternatives of this strike through tag. So the strike through tag is usually S, and then we have alternatives like we can say del, as if it deletes the text, like like there's a line in between that's like we just slashed it or striked it, so that's just deleting it. So we can just write del or delete instead of s. Now I just copied it and pasted it because yeah, I'll have to do it anyway. So let's say del, and let's add a 2 in it as we always did. Now as you can see that, oh, I forgot the semicolon. That's not a code thing, that's just my thing. And now, okay, as you can see that there are both tags that's slashed through it or strike through it. So here del and s both works. Now let's talk about big text, like the big tag. So it's just big, just write big inside the angle brackets. Now if we write big, then this big text will appear bigger than the other ones. And let's say even, as you can see, this is text is bigger than the other ones. And now we'll talk about the small tag that will just make the text appear smaller than the other ones. Like it's just small, like add small in the tags, like the angle brackets. And as you can see, it just appears smaller than the other ones. Now to explain superscript, it's just something that appears above, like for example a square, or like that type of shit. Like let's write a plus b, then bracket. Now this will be a plus b whole to the power of. So now the superscript tag is actually sup. Now it will just come above the a plus b, like a plus b whole to the power superscript text. And now let's see, and as you can see, it is above this tag, like the space is empty here. And yeah, and now let's go to the subscript text. And the subscript text is what comes below, like H2O. The 2 comes as a subscript text. Now the subscript tag is sub, like the superscript text was sup, the first three letters. This is also the sub. So let's try it. And as you can see that it came below the line, and here as you can see the superscript tag and the subscript tag is opposite of each other. Now let's talk about the marked text. Now marked text is basically something that will highlight your text, like mark it. Now to mark something you just add mark tags, like mark written inside the angle brackets. Now we have to change the color, so I will be adding a style attribute. This is not HTML actually, this is CSS, but we will just teach you some inline CSS now. So as you can see in the starting tag of the mark tag, there after the mark and before the closing angle brackets, so we will add style is equals to quotation, and inside the quotation we will write bg color, then a colon, and whatever color we want, like I'll type blue and add a semicolon. Don't forget to add the semicolon, this is important. Now let's try it, and it isn't working actually, I don't know why. So I will try something else, like let's say red. Okay, so red ain't working either, so I think something's wrong. Like let's say background color instead of bg color, because maybe it doesn't work in the notepad. Okay, don't forget to add the hyphen between background and color, and let's say, and it works. Okay, so let's change the color to blue. Okay, and as you can see it's blue now. Now let's say monospace text. So what is a monospace text? So it's basically when every character of the text takes up equal space. Now it's written with the TT tag. Now let's write TT tags. Okay, so as you can see that this MONOSP, everything is taking the same space. As you can see, the other tags have the T taking up less space, but this T is taking more space than usual. So it's basically letting the every character take up equal space. So yeah, that's all. Hope you guys enjoyed, and like if you like it,